We are talking about news of China making incursions into areas of the Little Pamir region in Afghanistan. Joining us, of course, are our guests in the studio as well as Lynn. She joins us from Mumbai. Lynn, I'll come across to you now. We've talked about security concerns in wake of those reports, but really in terms of economic concerns as well, can China continue to pursue its mining projects in Afghanistan while the security situation is still quite unstable?
Well, the short answer to that is no, but nobody can. The Afghan government has been pushing the potential for its mining industry for a long time as a core element of its economic plans. Its plan, it could be self-sustaining if all its mining potential was realised. And China was the first one in with a big contract in Logar province, south of Kabul, for a big copper mine that it overpaid for. There was corruption involved in the contract. The copper price fell. The global commodity cycle came to an end, and the Chinese rethought it. And one of the major reasons that they rethought it was because there were insurgents surrounding the project where they were trying to build accommodation for miners, for instance, and infrastructure that they would need to get the project off the ground. And the insurgents were taking pot shots at the Chinese engineers and builders who were there, and they pretty quickly pulled out. It's not just a security concern. The Chinese are nothing if not pragmatic. They can wait on the copper price to come back. They can wait on their own economic growth figures to come back before they decide that they will go in, and it's worth it to them to go back into Afghanistan to pull the copper out of the ground. The other concerns that China has are routes for their own goods through Afghanistan, through Central Asia to markets in Europe and beyond. And so they can't really do anything that they would like to do economically until Afghanistan is stable. And that goes for everybody. It's not only China that is interested in the mining assets that Afghanistan has. The big international, the global miners would be in there too if it was in their interest and if they were safe. So the short answer, that was the long answer. The short answer is no. They won't be in there for the mining in Afghanistan as long as the Taliban is as active as they are and becoming more active as we speak.
Right. So, Shrikant, as Lynn's pointing out that there is a certain amount of stability that China would require in Afghanistan, keeping in mind also the grand vision of that new Silk Road connecting East and West. What exactly are China's push points really to ensure stability in Afghanistan?
Well, the One Belt One Road project, which was initiated in 2013, includes one of the routes passing through Afghanistan into Middle East, West Asia. And so they have this railway project that they intend to complete. But in 2014, some 16 Chinese workers were killed in this region, and this has become a huge setback for the Chinese construction in that region. Altogether, about 4 incidents took place when Chinese were killed in different areas. So this is one of that, and hence the Chinese in their agreement with the Afghan government has reflected to the arms transfer plus the training program and so on and so forth. But also in terms of, as Lynn mentioned, the economic construction projects. The Ainak copper mine, there is also the oil that was discovered in the northern portions. That is another project. There is the iron ore project, in addition to a dam construction project that they are intending to build. But in some of these projects, say the Ainak copper mine, they discovered some archaeological findings beneath, and so the project got stuck in a way. So the economic issues have to be sorted out on that. What provides for stability for the Chinese in Afghanistan is obviously to have an understanding with the Taliban.
Right.
And in the recent times, the Haqqani group and China, they are in talks for the what they call as a broad-based government in Afghanistan. As you know that the elections have brought in the new president and his team,
Right.
but China has been insisting on ethnic reconciliation with all the ethnic other groups included in the Afghan government building process. So they think that the current government is not representative of all the ethnic formations in Afghanistan, and so the other groups also have to be part of this reconciliation.
All right. Clearly, there's a lot to be talked about, and clearly we're on television, so we've run out of that very necessary time. We are going to have to wrap up that discussion, but you've brought some very interesting points to the table, all three of you. So I'm going to thank each one of you, Professor Kondapalli, Lynn O'Donnell in Mumbai. Thanks so much for taking out the time to talk to us, and Giles Gibson for that report, and of course for bringing your perspective to this discussion. We are going to wrap up on that note.